I fought Riku 100 times on Destiny Islands, and it actually wasn't that bad. I booted up Kingdom Hearts 1, picked the sword for strength, and picked all the first questions to level up the fastest. After beating some Heartless and almost dying to Darkside for some reason, we arrive on the island and can immediately fight Riku. I set up a timer to track how long it would take me to do this, and the results were surprising. I had set goals for myself during this challenge, to reach a certain number of victories before the clock would reach a specific number. I was confident I could do this challenge in less than a few hours, since beating Riku 100 times would naturally level up Sora. The fight theoretically would get faster the more I do it. Right quick though, if you find dumb, weird challenges like this fascinating, or you just straight up like Kingdom Hearts, then hit the subscribe button down below. So I began the challenge run, and the first thing I realized was that I suck at Kingdom Hearts 1. But then the first 4 fights, I had already died in the most goofy way. A lot of the first fights were very sloppy. I wasn't prepared for how seemingly random at first Riku's positioning could be, which would often affect how I'd have to attack him. Stage positioning was a big thing I'd have to manipulate in this run to defeat Riku fast, and I had to learn how to do it. A big tip for this fight is that Riku will always counterattack after 4 hits, but he won't do his kick of retaliation while jumping away or when he's not able to be staggered. There's 2 ways I could have went about this. I could use that opportunity to get some extra damage in while he was attempting to jump away or retaliate, or I could just wait and keep looping him until defeat. I did a weird mix of both during this run. As I started to adjust to how Riku would react to things, I felt a lot more comfortable getting extra hits in when I could to speed up the fight. So how fast was I able to defeat Riku while manipulating his positioning and being perfect with my attack timings? Well, earlier on, it will take about 30 to 40 seconds roughly for each attempt due to me being a lower level. After a certain point, I'd say after beating him around 60 times or so, I was at a good enough level to where I could beat him at roughly 20 seconds, if not faster, if I did most things perfectly. This is without the time it takes in between attempts, skipping dialogue and rematching as fast as I possibly could. Towards the later half of the run, I was able to get around 2 fights in every minute, which massively sped up the time. My personal goal is to defeat this fight in under an hour, which I knew was going to be pretty close because it took me around 40 fights to finally get a rhythm going and noticing more patterns. Like for example, Riku at the beginning of the fight will always jump at you, so if I move to the left and comboed him on landing until he counterattacked, I was essentially able to dodge and keep him mostly neutral positioned, to where I could combo him fast and hit my finishers for big damage without risking falling off the platform. Another thing about hitting finishers, just in Kingdom Hearts 1 in general, is that if you actually time your attacks, not only do they come out faster, but you can actually land your finishers consistently. Other Kingdom Hearts games don't really work this way, so whiffing is not much of a worry. So it definitely took me a minute to readjust to this fact for Kingdom Hearts 1. And when I did, fights felt a lot cleaner as a result. So how long did defeating Riku 100 times actually take me? Was I able to defeat him in under an hour like I felt I could? Well, just barely. The actual time was at 58 minutes and 1 second. When I reached 50 minutes and still had more than 15 fights left, I was a little scared because while I was able to get 2 attempts in a minute, not every attempt was perfect. Sometimes Riku would jump to the tree and it would waste a lot of time and make it very awkward to get a lot of damage on him. And sometimes the positioning just wasn't perfect, so I would just do short hop and attack over and over because if I did the finisher, I was scared of falling off and then losing the fight as a result. Things like that had me afraid that I wouldn't reach the time, but we definitely made it, and with 2 minutes to spare. Honestly, I think if I did a lot better in the first half of fights, I probably could have gone below 50 minutes even, or perhaps closer to 45 at the lowest. This wasn't the long, drawn out run like a lot of people were expecting when I first started. It was surprisingly fast, and I never really got exhausted because I felt like I was consistently progressing every couple of fights. Now, I know some of you are definitely wondering, what level did I leave off at? Was it level 57, level 35? Well, the answer might surprise you. A lot of people would think that I'd be a high level after beating Riku this many times, though Riku only gives you 5 XP every time you beat him, so I only ended off at level 10, which is still quite the jumpstart of levels to have coming off Destiny Islands, but it's nothing super crazy. Ultimately, this challenge was very doable. I'd even recommend some of you to give it a try yourselves. Try to shave down the time I hit and share it with me. But thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like, share it with a friend or family member, and last but not least, if you have not already and want to become a part of the union, all you have to do is hit a red subscribe button down below. My name is Prodigy, and I will talk to you guys soon. Peace out, you guys. Bye.
Now she's a daydreamer. She's always thinking about him. No more room in this picture. You'd have fit in. Now she's crying on the phone, telling you she's not good enough for him. When you think that she is